All right. Hello and welcome to our live discussion. My name is Ebony Robinson, and today this conversation is hosted by the Workforce Development Coalition. And we're going to be talking about all things workforce and why you want to consider joining us this particular winter in San Antonio the first week of December. So, Rob, if you could just jump in right here, let the people know who you are, what you do, and your role within ACTE's Workforce Development Coalition.
Well, first off, thank you for having me today, Ebony. I really appreciate it. Along with your hard work and the advisory council and the whole coalition, we've come a long way over the last several years to bring us where we're at today, entering into our seventh annual summit this December in beautiful San Antonio. So we're real excited about that. But who am I? Rob Belfans. I'm currently the chairman of the Workforce Development through CTE's Coalition Advisory Council. I've been the chairperson now for this is my third year, and I've been a part of the coalition now for 6 years, maybe almost 7 years actually. And boy has the time flown by, but it's been great, and we've done a lot of great work throughout that time. My role as chairperson, as the seated chairman, it's ranged over the years, but quite frankly, the role has centered around guiding the council and its mission to bridge the gap between workforce demands and educational training and strategic partnering with industry. And how have we done that? Just simply put, we've done that with by way of strategic planning and vision setting, building and strengthening partnerships across education and industry, resource development and dissemination. So the creation of and then spreading it out for everyone to use, equity and inclusiveness, right? Policy, advocacy and communication, mentoring and professional development. And we'll talk a little bit later about our professional development opportunities. Monitoring the industry, monitoring the advocacy, and then measuring the impact on the industry and education as it relates back to the ACTE and, of course, our coalition. And then lastly, public engagement and thought leadership. Those are just some of the ways and some of the efforts. And as the chairman, the focus has been on supporting that and creating sustainable and adaptable workforce development solutions that enhance both career and readiness for students and building that talent pipeline for industry and education.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. So those of you who may be new to understanding what we do here through the Workforce Coalition efforts, Rob pretty much laid it out for you guys. In addition to that, I know that all of us, right, we represent various spectrum of workforce sectors, right? So when you think about that, Rob, when you alluded to the talent pipeline and bridging the gap between industry and education, that resounding theme of workforce continues to bubble up, no matter if whatever sector you represent. So when it comes to that, how would you, Rob, define workforce?
Well, workforce development, buzzwords, right? Well, they're not buzzwords. It's actually a necessity of what we do as adults in the career world. But quite frankly, workforce development, in my opinion anyways, refers to a range of activities, policies, and programs aimed at improving skills, knowledge, and capabilities of individuals to meet the needs of the labor market. And of course, as we would have probably all agree, that landscape has changed and will continue to change in the years to come. By doing so, at its core, in my opinion, again, workforce development focuses on aligning skills of workers with the needs of employers to promote the economic growth and enhance productivity within industries. And often it's a collaborative effort between educational institutions, government agencies, private businesses, public businesses, and community organizations at hand.
So it sounds like it's not just one player that's a part of the team.
That's
right?
correct. That's absolutely
multifaceted, right? It is So when we think about workforce development, it is multifaceted, multi-layered. It includes various stakeholders that Rob alluded to. So Rob, as you are representing, your sector, you've had a successful career within the industry that you represent. When you're thinking about yourself, your colleagues, and these additional stakeholders that you just mentioned, why should we, leaders within our respective sectors, keep workforce development top of mind?
That's a great question. Simply put, I believe that industry should prioritize workforce development because the skilled and adaptable workforce is essential for maintaining competitiveness, innovation, and productivity in a rapidly changing environment and workplace. And here's why. Just a few reasons to kind of support that in that infrastructure is addressing the skills gaps. We need to keep our eyes on the prize, right? Addressing those skill gaps, boosting innovation and productivity. The why. Why do we come to work every day? It's multifaceted. Reducing turnover costs. I mean, if you're in business to make money, right? To grow, expand, continue to move the needle. Enhancing adaptability and change. We have to be prepared for it, but I would like to say that we're also enhancing it as well. Strengthening employer brands. It's huge in the market, in the industry. And then, of course, supporting economic and community growth. And I say community with a capital C. In short, workforce development is an investment in our country's future, ensuring we have the skilled talent, the pathways needed to succeed today and adapt for tomorrow.
Oh, I love that. And if you guys didn't know, for some of us that might be connected through us, various networks, right, that we're going to be sharing this out on our LinkedIn. But when you think about where we're coming from, all different walks of life, Rob said it. Workforce should be type of mind because it's going to impact your bottom line. And in addition to impacting your bottom line, it's going to impact the communities that you are designed to serve, that you want to serve beyond your social responsibility, but within humanity, we want everybody, right? Or we should, I should say. We want everybody to continue to thrive and grow. So that exactly is what we mean when we're talking about workforce development and its full landscape and impact, right? That is not limited to. So you may be wondering, what does this all have to do with the Workforce Development Coalition through ACTE? Well, it has a lot to do with it because we get a chance to bring everyone from various sectors, various clusters that are represented through the Association of Career Technology and Education are all represented in this time we get together during our annual conference. So Rob, when it comes to this coalition, talk to us about what are some of the resources that one could expect when they're looking to connect and network with other like-minded individuals in various industries.
Resources. Wow. Well put in teeing that up, Ebony. I mean, the coalition partnered with ACTE, of course, industry and education, and the educators across the country. We have resources upon resources. However, this is a great opportunity for us to share those resources. The coalition is what connects the dots, in my opinion. So the ACTE's Workforce Development through Career and Technical Education Coalition provides resources to industry and educators by fostering collaboration, offering training tools, advocating for policy support, and providing educational resources to strengthen and grow the workforce. And here's just a few ways in which we do that. I like to say we are the bridge to promoting partnerships. What we found is strategic partners are critical in this journey. Professional development resources. Quarterly, we hold professional development opportunities for our coalition members to get together, collaborate, talk, discuss about challenges, talk about the wins, the solutions, etc. Curriculum and certification alignment. That's a big one, probably a topic for another day, potentially, or perhaps at our summit in December. Advocacy and policy support. It's a resource that we're able to bring and to provide to our membership at the summit specifically. Resource sharing and best practices. We have panels that allow our members to sit down across from each other and share the wins, the learning opportunities, but also the best practices that they're seeing and that they're part of and contributing with every day. And then another one, a big one for me, is student and employer engagement initiatives. The great thing about our coalition, Ebony, and I know you'll know this, is that we couple our summit with the ACTE's Vision Conference. So we have 2 days of our summit and then followed by another week-long opportunity for Vision. If you're an ACTE member, that's why we do it, because we put them together, because again, we are that bridge. The ACT initiatives like student career fairs, employer forums, they connect students with employers. So talk about impactful, talk about empowering. It's just a wonderful opportunity. By providing these resources, our coalition strengthens, at least in my opinion, strengthens the link between education and industry, helping to ensure that learners are well prepared for the workforce and that also industries have access to that skilled workforce.
Ooh, so if you didn't know, now you know that you might need to look up, get registered for the ACTE's National Conference, right? Their Vision Conference is going to be held this year in San Antonio, Texas. And guess what? We, as the Workforce Coalition, will be there on the front end of their conference. Rob just laid out the groundwork for you. So in case you're wondering, like, what is going to be the value add? He's already done that. In addition to that, I do want to ask that you consider becoming a member of our Workforce Development Coalition. If you are the person that is like, I want to do more, I want to empower more, I want to get those best practices, maybe I didn't have the access that I needed, maybe I want to team up with somebody, a part of the coalition, for a collaborative effort to impact the community that maybe you guys are both serving. Our coalition is a resource to you, can be a source for the next innovation and collaboration that you want to do into 2025. So Rob, what are some of your final thoughts of like the with them? Like we always talk about it. What's in it for me? What's in it for them? Those of us who are joining us on this live today, what's in it for them to be a part of the coalition, as well as join us in this year's Workforce Development Conference in San Antonio?
Well, I wish I had an hour because I have a lot to say, but I will keep it fairly short and succinct. An attendee, they can expect rich experiences, focused networking, learning and collaboration opportunities between industry, educators, and workforce development professionals, in addition to our policy stakeholders, the folks that are the frontline gatekeepers of what's happening between both, right? And that are sitting on top of that bridge, working on our behalf. Additionally, you can typically look forward to keynote speeches from and presentations from industry and policy leaders. They're fantastic. And it's the one place where everybody takes off their corporate hats and we just kind of get together as an industry and as an educators. Hands-on workshops and breakout sessions. These are where the rubber meets the road. This is the opportunity where you can sit across, you can share in folks' lives and their careers and the challenges that they have back home in their office settings. Industry panels and roundtable discussions. Many of those networking opportunities. I could talk all day about the networking opportunities. I've built my career on networking and collaboration opportunities, and the coalition, the summit, vision, the ACTE, et cetera, they help us have a seat at that table and allow us the opportunity to afford our wins, losses, and learning opportunities with each other and share those experiences. Case studies and success stories. Fantastic opportunities to talk about those. Career pathways, student demos, policy and advocacy updates, which I kind of mentioned already, certificate and continuing education opportunities. Of course, that is in alignment with the ACT's Vision Conference. And then in addition to that, exhibit hall, showcasing tools, resources, and new technologies that are moving our industry and education forward. Those are just a couple of the things to look forward to as you're making your plans.
Well, I mean, I thank you so much, Rob, for giving us the 10,000-foot view, what to expect, how we add value, and hopefully everybody that got a chance to tune in today, you are not only informed, but maybe you're energized. So go ahead, follow the link below, click and register. Join us at the 2024 Workforce Development Summit, right? Sponsored by the ACTE's Workforce Coalition. Really excited to host you guys. We're going to be having a ton of conversation, provider resources, policy discussions, networking opportunities with some amazing leaders within various industries. And again, if you have any questions, please be sure to look up our website for any further details. And I would ask you again, consider becoming a member and joining us on this journey, like Rob said, of workforce development.